Track weather.
And more on the Sony hacking scandal. More attacks on the controversial movie The Interview.
I think violence towards the police needs to be reported.
New York's police force on alert. Threats against officers continue after 2 are gunned down. ABC 7 at 4 starts now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7 at 4.
We almost had a white Christmas this year, but the snow came in just a tad late. A destiny of the snow around the borderland, of course. Some places got more snow than others, and our team of meteorologists issued a first alert for the snow and to warn our viewers about slippery roads. But that first alert has since expired. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on air and online for ABC 7 at 4. I'm Luke Liddon. Like the rest of us, the Sun Bowl teams woke up to snow in El Paso this morning. Both Arizona State and Duke went through their final practices, dealing with the drizzle and some snow flurries. And then it was time for the final coaches news conference over at the Convention Center. Both Arizona State coach Todd Graham and Duke coach David Cutcliffe talked about their strategies for tomorrow's big game, which kicks off at noon. The annual Sun Bowl Rotary Club Luncheon, where this year's legend of the Sun Bowl, Mike Price, was honored, was up next. It was a full house, as usual, inside the Convention Center today. Although we are hoping for a drier day tomorrow and hopefully a little warmer, we asked the head coaches from both teams how the weather could factor into their game plans.
We played when it's a lot colder than it is today, and with a lot more snow and all that kind of stuff. For us old guys that have to stand on the sideline, I don't like it, so I hope it's sunny and 50-something tomorrow for me. But it won't affect what we're doing at all. We'll run what we do and do what we do.
That's one of the uniquenesses of El Paso. We've seen beautiful 70-degree weather. It's been a great time and a great opportunity, and I think 3/4 of our team are going home wearing cowboy boots, and that's what it's supposed to be like.
And you were taking a live look at the Fan Fiesta that just kicked off right around 4 o'clock. And get this, it's estimated that nearly 10,000 fans are supposed to attend throughout the day. And I'll be there at 6 o'clock with more information on today's exciting event. And before they face off on the field, the Sun Bowl fans faced off on the golf course. The weather also playing a factor there. Tee times for the Sun Bowl Golf Challenge were pushed back, mostly because of rain, as you can see here in this video. Representatives and fans of the Sun Devils and Blue Devils competed today at the Vista Hills Country Club. And as we told you just a moment ago, some places got a lot more snow than others. Just take a look at this video from our New Mexico mobile newsroom. Some families went up to the Oregon mountains. There was even enough snow to have a snowball fight. Really beautiful and chilly day out there.
Sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's cold. They said in summertime it's really warm. Well, we've only been here for almost 2 months. So this is a good way to start off the year.
And to Storm Track weather now, ABC 7 Storm Tracker Nicole Gomez has been filling in for Chief Meteorologist Doppler Dave Spielman, and she's here with your first forecast. Nicole, it's pretty chilly today, and a lot of people are wondering what the weather will be like for the Sun Bowl tomorrow.
Well, Luke, the snow chances will not be there, so that's probably some good news for the poor guys. I know they've gone through all season since they've been here in El Paso. It's been warm, it's been snowing, it's been windy. So sorry guys, it's just El Paso. I mean, we're used to it. But let's take a look at the coldest temperatures usually. Since we're coming to the end of December, January is right behind it. Typically we average 45 degrees, 45.1 degrees in December, and right behind it, February, 50.1 degrees. So definitely dealing with the coldest temperatures. As far as our snow chances, that snow is tracking towards the east, towards Hudspeth County. Now, we did pick up some snow, as we've been talking about throughout this newscast, and Donna sent this picture of her pup enjoying the snow in her backyard. You can see out in the distance some of the snow on the area mountains. Now, this is what we picked up in Cloudcroft, 3.9 inches, Las Cruces, 0.7. So again, we've talked about that snow that we've seen throughout the area. We've also picked up some rainfall here in El Paso, 0.11. So we're still tracking some light rain on Doppler radar. As I mentioned, that snow is tracking east, but we'll talk about the temperatures, the Sun Bowl forecast. I'm also already tracking that next system for New Year, so I'll let you know what that means if you do have any plans. That's all coming up in Storm Track weather. Luke.
All right, Nicole, thanks. We'll see you in a bit. A Fort Bliss soldier accused of beating his 2-year-old daughter to death has now been indicted. 20-year-old Dartarius Graham is charged with capital murder. He was arrested along with the girl's mother and his cousin after the 2-year-old Peyton Graham was pronounced dead at the El Paso Children's Hospital. Emergency crews were called to an apartment complex on the 4,000 block of Alabama to help an unresponsive child back in September. And according to court documents, the father's cousin, 19-year-old Robert Franklin, told police Graham beat Peyton with a belt in her room because she soiled her diapers. He told them he also heard banging against a wall. Franklin told police when Dartarius walked out of the girl's room, he joined him in the living room where they played video games. It was not until later that they noticed the girl was limp and unresponsive, and that is when they called 911. Dartarius is accused of the girl's death. Both Elizabeth Graham and Franklin are accused of failing to report abuse. The girl's mother allegedly knew of past abuse, but did nothing to help. And ABC7 has confirmed that a Socorro man has also been indicted in the death of a child. Arturo Montes Jr. is charged with injury to a child by omission. Investigators say he took his 7-month-old stepson to the hospital because the child was not breathing. Montes then allegedly changed his story, telling investigators he had actually left the child in a baby bathtub with the water running. And when he came back, he found the infant struggling to breathe underwater. Court documents state Montes then waited about an hour before calling 911. The child later died at the hospital. Montez's trial is set to begin in April. The friends, families, and colleagues of New York police officer Rafael Ramos gathered today to say goodbye. He was one of 2 officers shot and killed over the weekend by a 28-year-old man who posted anti-police sentiments on social media. His wake comes on the same day as a generous donation was announced for the families of both officers. Mary Mueller reports.
A somber tone as officers dressed in their full formal uniforms carry the casket of their fallen colleague into the Christ Tabernacle Church in Queens, New York. Officer Rafael Ramos was gunned down Saturday while in his patrol car. His partner, Officer Wenjon Liu, was also killed.
We want to help lift them out of some of the despair that they're in today.
Just hours before the wake, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation announced their plan to assume the mortgage payments on the homes of both officers' families.
It's important that we show the Liu and the Ramos family that we are all coming together as a community, as New Yorkers and as Americans.
Liu's wife and uncle in tears as they heard the news. Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani pledged $20,000 to the cause and urged others to give what they can.
You and I can go to bed, our children can go to bed, our parents can go to bed safe because this family and the Ramos family sacrificed their son, their husband, the breadwinner of the family.
As NYPD officers mourn 2 of their own, they remain on high alert. 7 people have been arrested in connection with alleged threats made towards police officers since Saturday's shooting.
Any statements suggesting violence towards the police need to be reported to the police so we can stop future tragedies.
I'm Mary Mueller reporting.
Some 25,000 police officers from around the country are expected to attend Ramos's funeral Saturday. Funeral services for Officer Liu are still pending. The controversial movie The Interview that generated a hacking attack against Sony is now playing in theaters and online, but it appears the hackers have managed to hit back. 2 of the on-demand networks offering the film suffered outages on Christmas Day, continuing into today. The hacking group Lizard Squad took credit for knocking out both Microsoft's Xbox and Sony's PlayStation just when users were trying to power up their Christmas gifts.
Happens every day. There's a thing called denial of service where you basically overwhelm the servers at a particular location. That's what they did, so people could not get online with Xbox to play their game.
The film The Interview is a spoof featuring the assassination of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Last week, Sony Studio pulled the movie after growing threats by hackers to carry out 9/11-style attacks on the theaters. The studio then backpedaled, and the film was suddenly offered on demand by Christmas Eve and in some 300 movie theaters on Christmas Day. The film has pulled in over $1 million at the box office so far, and it's become a bestseller on Google Play and YouTube Movies, and that's currently playing in Deming. Much more to come here on ABC7 at 4. It's a snow day in the borderland, and we have more video to share with you, and we'll tell you how you can share yours. Also,
well, I'm tracking that Diggs system. I'll let you know if we're expecting more rain or snow overnight. That's all coming up in Storm Track weather.
You're watching ABC7, where news comes first. right then. Folks were up really early this morning. Got to see this. Good amount of snow falling. Yes, snow. This is out in West El Paso.
I didn't make a graphic, but I can. Okay.
You know, I'm a Screech from Saved by the Bell. Today, more legal trouble for former actor. Prompter.
Stand by in 10.
Prompter.
In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. Time for Storm Track weather, but before we do, take a look at this video. Folks who were up really early this morning got to see this. A good amount of snow falling. Yes, snow. This is out in West El Paso. It wasn't sticking, but it was enough to make driving conditions unsafe. We issued that first alert for icy conditions, but it was lifted about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And this is what it looks like right now from our ABC7 mountain cam. A pretty chilly day, and you can even see some snow on the mountains. Storm Tracker Nicole Gomez is in for Chief Meteorologist Dr. Dave Spielman, and she's live with your complete forecast. Nicole.
Hey there, Luke. I know a lot of people gearing up to go to the Fan Fiesta tonight, so if you do have plans to go, we're not tracking any snow, but we're still seeing some of that light rainfall on Doppler radar. You can expect that through tonight, and very cold temperatures dropping down to the 30s. So you'll definitely need a jacket if you do have plans to attend the Fan Fiesta. But our current temperatures in El Paso, 39 degrees. With the wind chill, 32 is that temperature. 44 in Las Cruces. Feels like it's 39, 32 in Ruidoso. But it feels like it is 24 degrees now. Now, a quick check of Doppler radar. Again, still seeing some of that light rainfall track through El Paso. Snow along the Sacramento mountains, and the snow that we did see this morning is tracking towards the east, towards Hudspeth County. So that's where most of the wintry mix will track towards this evening. But again, very light rainfall, and even seeing some of that snow track towards Waco Tanks with a mix of some of that rainfall as well. So again, towards the east, as you look towards Waco Tanks, Fort Hancock, Sierra Blanca, Guadalupe Pass, we have that winter weather advisory in effect until Saturday at 11 o'clock. So if you have plans to travel in that direction, just be advised that that's where we're seeing some of the worst weather in our viewing area as of now. But as far as rainfall today, we did pick up point 11 at the El Paso International Airport, point 09 in Las Cruces, and Ruidoso, 0.01. Now, our future track models showing us the rain chances here, El Paso, Las Cruces, and even along the higher elevations will begin to taper off. But again, moves towards the east where we see that mix of snow rain and freezing rain. So again, that's where most of the dangerous weather is tracking towards the east. So be careful if you are traveling in that direction. Now Saturday, we advance the model to 5 o'clock in the evening, still seeing most of the rainfall well to our east, but we begin to clear out towards the west, El Paso, Las Cruces, which is good news. Those of you headed off to the Sun Bowl game, we'll take a look at that graphic or that forecast in just a few minutes. Now Sunday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or the morning I should say, 7 o'clock in the morning, still seeing those clear conditions. Our future track rainfall model again showing most of that rain towards the area mountains and towards our east. So we should remain dry out to the west and here in El Paso and Las Cruces. But as of now, I am going to keep just very slight rain chances in the forecast early Saturday as that system begins to make an exit. So Sunday into Monday, it will remain dry, but I'm keeping a close eye on that next system that will increase rain chances, pick up wind speeds, and we may possibly even see snow. But again, as I mentioned, I'm keeping an eye on that system. So Tuesday, Wednesday, New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, our rain chances go up to 20%. Notice our temperatures are at 46 degrees New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, 51, 20% chance for showers, and we're expecting the coldest air of the season for the next few days. Our overnight temperatures in the 20s for most nights. So here's what you can expect for the Sun Bowl game. 10 o'clock in the morning, we're at 40 degrees, again, keeping slight rain chances in the forecast. Make sure you bundle up, though. Look at these temperatures in the 40s, but I guess it's better than 30s or 20s. And we'll see a mix of sun and clouds throughout your lunch hour, but you'll need a scarf, gloves. Just make sure you're comfortable out there because it will be cold. 14 degrees overnight, Ruidoso. We're at 28 TRC, 19 Silver City, 22 Deming, 24 Alamogordo. Forecast temperatures tomorrow, again, it will be cold. 44 degrees Alamogordo, 45 Deming, and in that wintry mix in portions of Hudspeth County, Guadalupe Pass, 20% chance for snow showers. Sierra Blanca and Van Horn also calling for that 20% chance. We'll drop down to only 29 degrees overnight El Paso. Bring your pets indoors, cover up those plants, protect your pipes. 47 degrees forecast high tomorrow, very slight rain chances, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We'll also drop down to the 20s overnight in Las Cruces. Excuse me, 45 degrees tomorrow, winds out of the north at 5 to 15 miles per hour. So here's a look at the next few days. Cool temperatures remain in the forecast, slight rain chances tomorrow for the Sun Bowl game. Plenty of sunshine for Sunday, Monday, mostly sunny skies. Temperatures just slightly warmer. We're at 50 degrees on Tuesday. Slight rain chances. Notice those winds will pick up. New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, rain chances go up with temperatures in the 50s. And again, pay attention to those overnight lows and early morning temperatures. Luke?
All right, Nicole, thank you. And we're going to take a live look from the Fan Fiesta. Actually, there we go. We're going to have our ABC7 TxDOT traffic cams, and the roads may seem a little slick, but there are no current traffic issues to report about at this point in time. As you can see here, all the highways are flowing smoothly and no issues to report about. And now here we go. Here's a live look from the Fan Fiesta. It might be a little chilly out, but that's not stopping any of the fans from going out and supporting their football team. But don't worry, you have plenty of time if you're heading out there soon. It started around 4 o'clock and will end tonight at around 8:15. It is just the day after Christmas, but if you're ready to get rid of that Christmas tree, you can do so free of charge. Starting today, the Environmental Services Department will recycle your fresh, live trees. You can go to any of these 5 citizen collection stations, and those include 1034 Pendale on the east side, 4200 Delta on the south side, 121 Atlantic in West El Paso, 4500 Block, Hondo Pass in the northeast, and 2492 Harrison for those of you in Central. Again, it is free. Just make sure to remove all those ornaments and decorations, and those trees will be turned into mulch, which is available to the public. It has been 10 years since a massive tsunami struck after an earthquake in the Indian Ocean. More than 227,000 people were killed or listed as missing and presumed dead. Coming up, a look at the recovery. And you know him as Screech from Saved by the Bell. Today, more legal trouble for the former actor. The scars can still be felt in parts of Southeast Asia, a decade after a tsunami killed nearly 250,000 people. Today marks 10 years since an earthquake created massive waves which struck more than a dozen countries. Andrew Spencer reports.
If you see enough children in the Indonesian village of Lembata, you'll soon realize few of them are older than 10. That's because 10 years ago, a tsunami killed most of the kids in this village. It also wiped out the village where this boy lived. Martunis had been playing soccer on the beach when the waves hit the shore. He was found 3 weeks later, somehow still alive. He still owns the Portugal jersey he was found in.
I was alone in the sea for 21 days, and I was alone there, and I saw dead bodies around me, and I ate what I found in the sea.
The images from 10 years ago were startling, but few could really show the scale of the devastation. More than 1.7 million people displaced, more than 227,000 believed to have died. For weeks, photos of the missing and lists of names papered bulletin boards in Thailand. Many of these people were never found. The third largest earthquake ever recorded, measured at a magnitude of 9.1, is believed to have displaced several feet of water across 600 miles of the Indian Ocean floor. The resulting wave grew to be massive, drawing water away from the shore before hammering the coastlines of 14 countries in Southeast Asia. A second wave would follow, moving even farther inland. The resulting damage was incomprehensible. 10 years later, the damage has been cleaned up and homes have been rebuilt, but the emotional and psychological scars remain. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
Dustin Hammond, who is best known as Screech on the TV show Saved by the Bell, was arrested on multiple charges by police in Port Washington, Wisconsin. TMZ is reporting that he was arrested for endangering someone's life with a switchblade. Diamond is being held in the Ozaki jail near Milwaukee. Details surrounding his arrest are still unclear. One source tells TMZ that Diamond got into a bar fight. Well, another day, another holiday. Christmas might be over, but the holidays are far from over. And we're not even talking about New Year's. 2 other holiday seasons begin today.
Parents are excited to buy the bike or the scooter.
The gifts are unwrapped in some cases. The skateboards, bikes, and scooters are ready to go. But before you let your loved one take out on his or her new toy, there are some safety tips you might want to keep in mind to prevent falling. That coming up after the break. Welcome back and happy Kwanzaa. Today marks the first day of the 7-day holiday, which runs through January 1st. It's aimed at helping African Americans reconnect with their roots by celebrating African culture. A professor at California State University at Long Beach created it back in 1966 as a non-religious celebration of family and social values. And each day is dedicated to a principle, and those include unity, self-determination, collective responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. On each night, a new candle is lit on a candelabra that has 7 branches. And today also is Boxing Day. And if you're not familiar with it, it has nothing to do with watching the sport of boxing. It's about boxes. That present's coming. In Britain and across much of the British Commonwealth, the day after Christmas brings out the bargain hunters. Shoppers line up for a chance to snag big post-holiday discounts. Down under, Australians are projected to spend $2.1 billion on Boxing Day this year alone. That's up $100 million from last year's Boxing Day, according to the Australian National Retail Association. And we right here in the Borderland are having a celebration of our own, the Sun Bowl Fan Fiesta at the El Paso Convention Center. The Sun Bowl kicks off tomorrow at noon, and fans are getting ready and supporting their team. As you can see here, live music, plenty of events taking place, as well as the anticipated Battle of the Bands, which is taking place at 6 p.m. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more news after the break. Did girls just get up on the stage?
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the Borderland. This is ABC 7 at 4.
Welcome back to ABC 7 at 4. I'm Luke Liddon. Today, New York City police are investigating what appears to be a disturbing new trend, a wave of serious threats against police officers, Since NYPD officers Rafael Ramos and Wayne John Liu were killed Saturday, police in New York say they've arrested 6 people accused of threatening more violence. A 7th man was arrested yesterday on gun charges after a bystander overheard him at a bank saying they should kill 2 white cops, not an Hispanic and Asian. He allegedly was overheard saying he'd kill a white cop before Christmas. All this as New York prepares to late arrest Officer Ramos. A police honor guard carried Officer Ramos's casket into the Queens Church, where his wake is being held. With the family of Wayne John Liu behind him, former Mayor Rudy Giuliani asked for donations to a foundation started after 9/11 that will pay off the mortgages of the 2 officers.
These people died for you. Make no mistake about it, they died for you. They died to keep you safe. Ramos's
funeral is tomorrow, and Vice President Biden is expected to attend. Funeral arrangements for Officer Liu are pending his family members' travel from China. JetBlue Airlines has announced it will offer free flights to law enforcement agencies wanting to send representatives to attend the funeral. While the controversial new film The Interview is a smash hit at the box office, hackers appear to have disrupted the film's availability online and on demand. Some users of the Xbox and PlayStation found they just couldn't sign on. ABC's Emmett Miller has more.
I'm not cool with this. It's showtime.
It's a first-round Christmas knockout at the box office. The Interview, Sony's satirical spoof about the assassination of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, debuted in over 300 theaters Christmas Day. According to Sony's president of worldwide distribution, Rory Brewer, the film featured numerous sellouts and a first-day gross of over $1 million.
Hey, everybody! How's it going?
The film stars Seth Rogen handing out branded T-shirts and rocket-shaped water bottles at an LA showing.
It's so empowering.
Judging by the numbers, the film is a hit, but the hackers hit back. A group calling itself the Lizard Squad claims to have disrupted the online portion of the Interview's release. Some users of Microsoft's Xbox Live and Sony's PlayStation Network were denied.
They did what happens every day. There's a thing called denial of service.
Security analyst Brad Garrett says that's where a hacker overwhelms the servers at a particular location, so users can't sign on. And if it was the North Koreans?
The uniqueness of how the code was written in this malware, including access to certain passwords, would suggest that they had inside help.
Sony originally pulled The Interview amid 9/11 type threats from hackers, but then backpedaled.
God bless America.
And for this crowd in Atlanta, the experience is nothing short of patriotic. Despite the hack attacks, The Interview's become the bestseller on Google Play and YouTube Movies. Lizard Squad says it'll stop the attack on Sony and Microsoft as soon as users call attention to them on Twitter. In Los Angeles, Emmett Miller, ABC News.
Here in El Paso, a Fort Bliss soldier accused of beating his 2-year-old daughter to death has been indicted. 20-year-old Dartarius Graham is charged with capital murder. He was arrested along with the girl's mother and his cousin after the 2-year-old Peyton Graham was pronounced dead at El Paso Children's Hospital. Emergency crews were called to an apartment complex on the 4000 block of Alabama to help an unresponsive child back in September. And according to court documents, the father's cousin, 19-year-old Robert Franklin, told police Graham beat Peyton with a belt in his room because she soiled her diapers. He told them he also heard banging against a wall. Franklin told police that when Dartarius walked out of the girl's room, he joined him in the living room where they continued to play video games. It was not until later that they noticed the girl was limp and unresponsive, and that's when they called 911. Dartarius is accused of the girl's death. Both Elizabeth Graham and Franklin are accused of failing to report abuse, and the girl's mother allegedly knew of past abuse but did nothing to help. ABC 7 has also confirmed that a Socorro man has also been indicted in the death of a child. Arturo Montes Jr. is charged with injury to a child by omission. Investigators say he took his 7-month-old stepson to the hospital because the child was not breathing. Montes then allegedly changed his story, telling investigators he had actually left the child in a baby bathtub with the water running. When he came back, he found the infant struggling to breathe underwater. Court documents state Montes then waited about an hour before calling 911. The child later died at the hospital. Montez's trial is set to begin in April. And a Storm Track weather now. Storm Tracker Nicole Gomez is live with the latest forecast. And Nicole, it's a pretty chilly day.
Absolutely. And we also picked up some snow this morning. As of now, most of the snow is tracking towards the east, but let's take a live shot of the snow that's currently sitting on the mountain. Here's a look from Powell Elementary School here in El Paso. Beautiful shot here. Again, most of that snow along the area mountains. And Cloud Crop also picking up some snow this morning. We're still seeing some snow up there as of now, and very cool temperatures. Quick check of Doppler radar where you can see that light rain tracking through El Paso and that wintry mix moving towards portions of Hudspeth County. Winter weather advisory is also in effect for portions of Hudspeth County through tomorrow. So again, snow is tracking towards the east. We're expecting cool temperatures to remain in the forecast, but I'm keeping a close eye on that next system that could bring us more snow and rain for New Year's Eve and day. I'll talk about that coming up in your full forecast.
All right, Nicole, thanks. It's getting chilly. I like it. I like it. Traveling back and forth for the holidays can be full of both fun and hassles, but it shouldn't be bad for your health. Fortunately, a few simple tips can help you stay healthy as you head home. With more, here's ABC News senior medical contributor, Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Crowded airports, busy train stations, long car trips, no matter how you move, holiday travel can bring stress and even some health hazards. Fortunately, a few simple strategies can help you avoid a sniffly nose or worse from your travels this holiday season. First, wash your hands often and don't skimp on the soap and scrubbing. Whether you're traveling or surrounded by sick relatives, hand washing is an easy way to stop the spread of flu and other germs. Next, keep moving. Sitting for hours in planes or cars can raise the risk of dangerous blood clots. So if you're flying or driving, take plenty of time to get up and walk around. Movement helps your blood flow, and you might even burn off some of those holiday calories. Finally, get your Z's. Travel can disrupt our sleep schedule, so once you're home, get back into your routine as soon as possible. Remember, the best way to keep that holiday cheer is to get home safe, healthy, and happy. With this Medical Minute, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Welcome back. The holidays might be winding down, but the work is not over for delivery drivers. UPS says it expects to handle a whopping 4 million holiday return packages by the end of the first full week in January. The company has declared Monday, January 6th, UPS National Returns Day. UPS says it expects people will send more than 800,000 unwanted gifts back to stores and sellers just on that day alone. And time now for Storm Track weather. We are going to take a live look outside from our ABC7 mountain cam. A very chilly and cloudy day on your Friday. And Storm Tracker Nicole Gomez is live with your complete forecast. And hey, Nicole.
Hey there, Luke. It looks like the snow came a little early. Too bad it didn't come yesterday, but it was windy yesterday. We should have flip-flop those days. But let's check on our current temperatures on our ABC7 WeatherNet site, sponsored by Mattress Firm. It is chilly, just as Luke mentioned. 40 degrees just outside of the studio. We picked up some light rain today. 45 at the Farm and Ranch Museum. The current temperature 41 out in Canuteo, and 38 is the current temperature at the Tech H2O Center. Nice and sunny out in TRC, Silver City. We're still seeing some light rain here in El Paso. 45, the current temperature, Las Cruces, Deming, 30, Ruidoso, and 45 is the current temperature in Alamogordo. Now, Doppler radar still showing us some light rain tracking into El Paso. Snow showers along the Sacramento Mountains, and that wintry mix moving towards the east. So that snow that we did pick up this morning is moving towards the east. So it doesn't look like we'll see any more snow tonight. Waco Tanks, we're seeing a mix of rain, snow, and light rain, even picking up some of the darker greens here. So we expand out where you can see we have a winter weather advisory in effect for Sierra Blanca, Guadalupe Pass, Van Horn. If you're traveling towards the east, make sure you use caution because that's where we're seeing that wintry mix of rain, sleet, and even snow. This will be the case through tomorrow morning. Now, our future track model will show us, looks like we begin to clear out here in El Paso and Las Cruces. But again, be careful if you're traveling towards the east, nice and quiet out towards TRC, Silver City, and mainly out towards the west. This will be the case through Saturday. Again, most of the activity staying well towards the east. And along the Sacramento Mountains, looks like we also remain fairly quiet. This will be the case through Sunday at 1 o'clock in the morning into the 8 o'clock hour, tracking those mostly clear skies. Our future track rainfall model, again, also showing us we will begin to dry out. As of now, I will keep very slight rain chances in the forecast for the Sun Bowl game tomorrow, but later tonight on ABC 7 at 9 on the CW, I'll bring you updated versions of the forecast. Saturday into Sunday, looks like our winds should remain fairly light, but again, tracking that next system I was talking about a little earlier in the newscast that will bring us stronger winds and rain chances New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So here are your temperatures if you do have plans on celebrating New Year's Eve. It will be cold. Make sure you dress comfortably. Temperatures in the upper 30s. 40s, and we also have that 20% chance for rain, so it will be cold. If you have plans to attend the Sun Bowl game tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning, we're at 40 degrees, very slight rain chances, 43 by lunchtime, 46 at 2 o'clock, and those 40s will remain in the forecast through 4 o'clock. 19 degrees overnight, Silver City. Notice how cold the temperatures will drop overnight. 24 Alamogordo, 31 Sierra Blanca, with a 10% chance of seeing that rain-snow mix. Again, we have that winter weather advisory in place. Now, tomorrow, temperatures in the 30s, Ruidoso, we're at 41 TRC, 38 Sierra Blanca, or Silver City, 45 Deming, 44 Alamogordo. El Paso tonight will drop down to 29 degrees with winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And tomorrow, 47 is our high. Slight rain chances with winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Dropping down to the 20s overnight in Las Cruces. Tomorrow, high at 45 with winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. So we have that cold air in place. Temperatures will be in the 50s. The winds pick up on Tuesday. Slight rain chances. Now, I want you to notice our overnight temperatures. We're expecting the coldest temperatures of the season so far, dropping down to the 20s for some nights and early mornings. So just keep that in mind. Again, for the start of the work week, 57 degrees, slight rain chances on Tuesday. Wednesday, the winds pick up New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. On Thursday, 20% chance for rain. We're in the 50s for Thursday and Friday. Luke?
All right, Nicole, thank you. It definitely looks like it's going to be cold. Definitely might want to get that coat handy. Time now for a look at news from the world of cutting-edge technology. ABC 7's Stephanie Valle has today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a smaller iPhone 6, an analyst says it may be released next year. The phone would be the same size as previous iPhones and have a smaller price tag. Some users have complained that the newest Apple phone is too big. That same analyst, by the way, predicts a bigger iPad will be introduced soon. Both Microsoft's Xbox Live and Sony's PlayStation Network are having connection failures. A hacker group is claiming responsibility for the problems. They began Christmas Day, just as many people unwrapped new game consoles. It's not known if any user data was stolen. And a very different problem with PlayStation for a man in Colorado. When he opened the box, he found bags of rocks. He says a Walmart employee told him it had been returned to the store by another customer. At first, Walmart's managers were skeptical, but eventually gave him a refund. Good thing he opened the box before giving it to his niece. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Stephanie Valle, ABC 7.
Not quite the Christmas surprise you want when you're opening that Sony PlayStation 4. It's not Christmas without a marathon of A Christmas Story. For one family, the movie was not enough. They got to spend the holidays in the actual home where the movie was filmed, and it wasn't cheap. We'll explain after the break. Now that bikes, scooters, and skateboards are unwrapped and assembled, kids will be eager to take their new toys out for a spin. Dr. Elaine Schulte of the Cleveland Clinic says parents often feel the driveway is a good place to start, but it's not always the safest option.
A lot of times there's hills involved in driveways, they're wide, and because the kids are going to fall down, they're probably going to fall down on the driveway. If kids have access to sidewalks, better to be on the sidewalk. So if they do fall down, they might fall on the lawn or the tree lawn rather than pavement.
Dr. Schulte warns that sidewalks can be bumpy, so be sure not to only ride on a flat, dry surface. She also says kids should never ride in the street and always wear a helmet. Recent research from Nationwide Children's Hospital shows riding toys can be dangerous for children and teens. The study finds they're more likely to be associated with fractures or dislocations, and that 77% of ride-on toy injuries are from falls. But sometimes it's about having the right bike.
And the most common reason that kids fall is because the scooter or the bike is just too big, and the parents are excited to buy the bike or the scooter, and they think that, well, he'll grow into it, and that's exactly the wrong thing to think about.
And the easiest tip Dr. Schulte has, children should always be supervised by an adult. It's a holiday tradition for many, cozying up to watch the 1983 classic film, A Christmas Story. But in Cleveland, one couple is living out their Christmas story inside the home where the movie was filmed. Tiffany Tarpley reports.
On Christmas Eve, hundreds of people pack the A Christmas Story house, snapping pictures.
It's really fun to actually be in the space that Ralphie was in.
Thinking back to their favorite scenes from the movie.
Probably when the kid got his tongue stuck to the pole.
But on Christmas Day, there's one family who will be spending it just like the Parkers did.
We could actually sleep in Randy and Ralphie's bed if we wanted to.
Being here and actually getting to experience it is a dream come true.
Lonnie and Angela Kincaid of Seymour, Indiana didn't pay $200 a night, even $500. This couple's bid of $5,800 earned them a stay inside the Parker home.
That's crazy.
You wouldn't do it?
Not for that much.
No, I'll visit. No.
If you want something, you want to do something, then you just got to go for it, you know.
So, of course, when you spend the night inside the A Christmas Story house, you have to recreate some of the scenes. Hey, where's my milk and cookies?
You can go down underneath the sink in there, and you can put the bar of soap in your mouth, and you can curse because you just did an Ovaltine commercial.
I like when they bring the leg lamp in, the fragile. That's my favorite part, probably.
They say it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
You know, I used to have daydreams like that.
And the money Lonnie and Angela bid at auction does go to charity, keeping up this Tremont neighborhood. They're just savoring the moment, taking it all in.
We love Cleveland.
And we love Cleveland, too. Tiffany Tarpley, Channel 3 News.
I don't know if I'd pay that much to stay a night in that house, but I do have to say that is one of my favorite Christmas movies. Time now to check out what's hot on our website, KVIA.com. Digital content director Leonard Martinez is live from the newsroom with the details. Leonard.
Luke, first before we get to what's hot on the web, I just want to say things have gotten out of control with A Christmas Story. Now it's 24 hours on 2 networks. I think that's a little bit much now.
A little bit, maybe just a tad, yeah.
Yeah, I just had to get that off my chest. Yes. Okay, now for my horrible singing. I'm dreaming of a white day after Christmas. Man, that was bad singing.
That was impressive.
But, yes. But here's some beautiful pictures our viewers and social media followers have sent us of this post-Christmas snow, and you know, there's something very serene about these images, you know, the snow on the mountains, some snow on front yards and such, and just very beautiful scenes. And you can see more of them over at KVIA.com under our local headlines, and it's slugged your photos, and very beautiful photos, and keep them coming.
Very nice indeed.
Yes. On a very different note, you know, you mentioned the interview earlier about it now being available online for people to watch, and some are watching it as a patriotic duty, which I don't know if it's, you know, patriotic duty to watch it, but you know, it was very fun. I actually finished watching it yesterday. Some people are watching it just to see what all the fuss is about, and over at KVI.com we have some information in case you want to go see it in 3 theaters in New Mexico. It's actually now showing in Deming, Roswell, and in Santa Fe. And the interesting thing about Santa Fe is George R.R. Martin, the author of the Game of Thrones books, was actually instrumental in bringing the movie to his theater up in Santa Fe. And again, we have more information in case you want to make a road trip, or in case you have some vacation time coming, to see it in a theater, see it with a group of people, perhaps seeing God Bless America like they did at that one theater.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I was going to ask, I have an Xbox One. I tried to watch it yesterday, but obviously Xbox Live was down, and that was quite a hassle. But I do want to watch it. You said it was good, right?
It's good. It's good. I would say it's bordering on great. It's not Super Troopers great, but
that's hard to top. Yeah.
Yeah, but Meow, we're really talking about something hard to top. But I laughed a lot. I looked very crazy laughing during work yesterday as I was watching some of it. But I watched it twice, and I liked it. I highly recommend it. It's a good laugh.
All right, right on. And one more quick question. You sang at the beginning of this segment. Have you ever thought about maybe trying out for American Idol or The Voice? You might have a success there.
I get humiliated, every day here on camera. I don't think I need to do it nationally. At least not yet.
Okay, well, fair enough. Thank you, Leonard.
We'll wait for a viral video.
Exactly. Okay, you can make your big hit there. It works out. All right, thank you. And we have one more look at weather when we come back. And chances are you might have enjoyed one of these this holiday season, a candy cane. Coming up, why today is the day to have one. We'll be right back.
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
It's always National Something Day, and December 26th is National Candy Cane Day. The striped, typically peppermint-flavored treat is a mainstay during the holidays, and according to CandyCaneFacts.com, they were introduced to the Americas in 1847. A German immigrant from Wooster, Ohio, decorated his Christmas tree with them. The original candy cane was straight and all white, and now you can find them in a variety of different shapes and flavors. Let's send things over to Nicole. She's live with a final look at our forecast. Nicole.
Another cool day tomorrow with temperatures in the 40s, very slight rain chances, and on Sunday we're at 51 degrees. A little warmer on Monday, 57. Slight rain chances for Tuesday, Wednesday. The winds will pick up. Notice that cool air remains in place with freezing overnight temperatures. Luke?
All right, well, that'll do it for us here for ABC 7 at 4. Thank you for joining us, and don't go anywhere. Bob Harper standing by for ABC 7 at 5. Stay with us.